Since leaving Nukahiva in the Marquesas, we've had rather strange weather. Either having strong squalls up to 30-knot winds with strong rain, or else periods of just dead calm, not much wind at all. Or now, this morning, we've got this squall just right on top of us, and then everywhere around us it's all sunny. Yeah, strange weather indeed as we head south. Well, the good news is that overnight the sea state has calmed down considerably. The forecast going forward is also looking good. Right now it's around 16 knots. It's going to drop to 8 knots over the next 36 to 48 hours, which is exactly what we want, because we want to drop down a bit of speed to make sure that we come into Kauehi just at first light. So we'll just hang around until around 11 AM for this lake water. You don't really want to be going through the atoll when the water's rushing through it and eddies and whatnot. The other good news is that my tatch has started becoming infected, so I've just been taking good care of it, putting some lotion on it that I got from the family in the Marquesas, and it's finally starting to settle down. It's not as red as it was, so it's a lot less painful.
I didn't get a tat from Taiki, but I did get one here from 4-year-old Zelda on Vandal, and I do really like it.
I'm not sure!
I think she's good. I'm trying to work this out. Anyway, I'm interpreting it as sun, planets, and the sea, the waves. It's perfect for me.
We've just spotted our first atoll of the Tuamotus. It's called Taiki, and you can just barely make it out on the horizon. It's about 5 nautical miles off our port side. It's uninhabited, and it doesn't have a pass to get into the middle of the atoll, so we can't go in. So we're going to continue sailing on to Kauehi. We've just worked out that we've got 60 nautical miles to go and about 18 hours till slack tide. So we really have too much sail on. We really need to drop it down to about 4 knots right now. We're just going to drop it in further, but at least right now we shouldn't be going any faster than that. So yeah, we're bringing in the head sail.
I really don't like seeing a 3 there, Phil. 3.9.
Yeah, perfect.
Every fibre of my being is saying, do something to make her go faster.
And we've had a just slight change in strategy. Without the head sail, the boat definitely is a lot more rolling. So what we've decided to do is bring out just a bit of head sail, about 1 metre, shade it in very tightly, and you notice that it's a considerable improvement on the ship. It's definitely a lot less rolling. It's our last night before we get to Kauehi. We've got about 7 more hours to go before daylight and our first glimpses of the atoll. You know, it's just beautiful out here. The full moon's out, just all nice and gentle. Tranquilo is just slowly making its way. It's almost meditative. It's 3 AM and we're just off Kauehi. It's dark, so naturally we can't see it, not even with the moonlight. It is a bit intense because knowing it's out there, the last thing I want to do is run into it. Now the charts are usually correct, but they have been wrong, so I'm just making sure that we stay off at least around 2 nautical miles. We can see Kauehi in the distance. Now, before we turn the engine on to go through the Atoll pass, I was just checking to see if there's any water in the primary filter. Last thing we want is the engine stopping just as we're going through the pass.
Oh, sunrise. Sunrise over Atoll. Pretty cool.
How's the fuel?
Looks fine. I don't see any water.
Right.
Do you want to have a squeeze?
Yeah, I couldn't see any water last time I tested it.
Smell test?
Smells diesel,
You
yeah.
gonna taste it?
No.
Gargle it?
Fraser was like, I can feel low sulfate on this one. Literally, yeah.
Shame. I'm not going to go that far. Okay. All good. Morning.
Morning.
Cool, isn't it? That's Kauehi.
That's that we're going to then.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, we're just bobbing around for a couple of hours
Oh.
because we're waiting for slack water. And if you turn that way, it's the last of the rainbow.
Oh.
Slight change of plans. Got a bit tired of just drifting down the coast. I figured that if we're going to drift around, we might as well do it right outside the Atoll pass. See what actually 3 or 4 knots through the Atoll pass looks like. So we're heading down there right now. It's all in the name of 2 things. Research, of course, and secondly, it'll be definitely a lot more fun. We're 1 nautical mile outside the Atoll pass, about 1.8 kilometers, and it's still not much of an effect. To be fair, I was expecting more. We are 1 hour after the fastest water speed of 4 knots, and it's probably about 3 knots now, at least through the pass. Out here, 1 nautical mile out, there's still no discernible impact. So we're 500 meters out from the Atoll pass, and you can definitely see some eddies, water swirling around. So now we're 300 meters out, and you can definitely see the impact of the current coming through and quite significant eddies. We're still going to progress slowly, see if we think it's worth going through. My view is not, Els is that it is, so we're just going to see how it all turns out. Yeah, but it's getting worse up front. Okay, well there you go, that's what it looks like. 3 knots going through an atoll pass now. Kauehi is quite a wide pass, yet you can even see the water just violent and swirling around. I just wasn't comfortable going through. So we're going to hang out, wait it out, and see what it looks like in about an hour.
The biggest thing that I saw was a big whirlpool that actually went downwards.
Yeah.
Like a drill. 2.3.
Now, pretty sure worst case scenario, if we needed to, we could have gone through, but we don't. We can wait it out, so there's no point risking it.
So, according to the Bernoulli effect, the flow rate, or like the mass rate of water is conserved. That means that if you try and funnel a large amount of water through a narrow passage, what you get is an increase in speed. Hence the currents we're experiencing right now.
It says that there's breaking waves around here.
That's what we experienced. Okay, it's an hour later and we're having another go at it. As you can see, it's a lot calmer now. It's 2 hours after the fastest water flow, 1 hour before slack water. To determine the time of slack water, the time when there's least flow going through the channel, we're using WHIRLPOOL's Tuamotus current guesstimator. It's what everyone for the last 2 months that's gone through around here, friends and others, have said is what they're using, and they're finding it quite accurate. And yeah, we are finding it quite accurate as well. So thanks WHIRLPOOLS. Well, we're in the middle of the Atoll Pass and it hasn't been too bad. It's been a bit bumpy, but tell you what, I wouldn't have wanted to do this an hour ago. It would have been a cauldron going through here.
It's okay.
It was between, was it before Galapagos?
I feel like we were struggling at one point.
I had one hand on the helm, just sitting down, not struggling at all.
Didn't register anything more than 2 knots. Sunblast?
Sunblast.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's quite similar to sunblast.
Thanks, bud.
If you like this video, please click like below and subscribe to follow our adventures.